Chapter 256. Who said Teacher Su wasn't tempting? When Jia Yishan woke up, it was already noon. She remembered that she had been eating snacks and scrolling through Weibo last night. She was so sleepy that she had fallen asleep. And then, why was she on her own bed? A fragrance wafted from the kitchen. Jia Yishan rubbed her eyes as she got off the bed and stuck her head out. He had a tall figure with long legs that were 1.8 meters tall. He was wearing an apron that was the exact opposite of his style. He held the spoon in his slender hand and tasted it from time to time. Perhaps he felt that it was too bland, so he stood on the cooking table and carefully identified the condiments. Jia Yishan laughed softly, disturbing Su Jingting. He turned his head and looked embarrassed. "You're awake?" "Yes." Jia Yishan pointed at the counter. The sugar on the left, the salt in the middle, and a gourmet powder on the right. Su Jingting picked up the salt. As she walked closer, she realized that Su Jingting's phone was displaying a menu. For some reason, Jia Yishan remembered something she had seen before. "You're there when one wake up. You're there at the dinner table. You're there on the sofa. You're there in my heart." Such a beautiful sentence had really appeared on her. She hugged Su Jingting from behind. Su Jingting was shocked by her action. Jia Yishan rarely took the initiative. Su Jingting held his little hand with one hand and stirred with a spoon in the other. He tried his best to restrain himself. "What's wrong?" Shaishan didn't say anything. She tried her best to retract the tears in her eyes. If she said it out loud, she would be so touched that she would cry. "It was a little awkward. I'll measure your waist to see if you've gained weight after eating so many snacks with me yesterday." Jia Yishan thought that she had found a good excuse. Su Jingting's hand holding the spoon paused. Then, Su Jingting's lips curled up. "I don't think your measurement is accurate enough." Jia Yishan was speechless. "Did you take it seriously?" Su Jingting put down the spoon and turned it to a small fire. He turned to face Jia Yishan and held her hand, so that she could still hold him. Su Jingting raised his eyebrows. "I think you'd better rotate 360 degrees to feel if my waist is thicker, and if I'm fatter." Jia Yishan was speechless. F***CK. Run. Su Jingting seemed to have read Jia Yishan's mind and pressed her hand down. Jia Yishan said, "How can I?" Su Jingting didn't think so. "What's there to be embarrassed about?" Jia Yishan blushed. "I'm really embarrassed." Su Jingting took another step forward. "In the one who's being measured, one don't feel embarrassed. But you." Jia Yishan was speechless. "But I'm embarrassed." "Teacher Su." Su Jingting lowered his head and whispered into Jia Yishan's ear. "I tasted it just now. One think the soup is still a little bland." Jia Yishan's ears were still warm. She stuttered, then add some salt. Su Jingting was in a difficult position. "But I don't know if you'll think it's light." Jia Yishan's head was full of question marks. What kind of question was this? She still answered honestly. "I've always eaten light meals." Who said that Teacher Su couldn't flirt? Jia Yishan had thought that filmer Emperor Su was really a domineering and gentle male lead. It was easy for him to pick her up without any preparation. It's sad to have too many flirting skills with a boyfriend. Teacher Su's trick on Little White Rabbit succeeded again.